Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking you through how the Infor CRM Mobile Client works. The latest version we have as the recording of this video is version 3.6. It came out in March. It will work for versions 8.2 and above, so if you're using Infor CRM 8.2 or above and you're not using the mobile client at the moment, this should hopefully take you through some pretty cool features that you could be using should you choose to go ahead and begin using it. It's quite easy for a business partner to install and configure. So by all means just get in touch. If we're your business partner, get in touch with us to get this actually set up for you, because it offers you a whole new ream of features that you perhaps aren't using right now. Essentially it's an S-Data application, so it works off the REST of S-Data API. Essentially it's also very, very fast, right, compared to the standard serverless mobile serverless client even. The responsiveness of it is a lot quicker. It's great on 2G and 3G networks, and it's very, very rapid on 4G. It's supported on iOS devices, on Android devices, and on Windows Phone devices. It doesn't matter if you're using a mobile or a tablet, it will change its views and basically optimize and customize itself based on what kind of size screen you have on your mobile device. On top of that, it's actually pretty easy for a business partner to actually modify. So if you find that you're using quite a customized version of Infor CRM and you want to have some of those customizations translate into the mobile client, it's a very straightforward process for a business partner to actually achieve that. Now, it's not supposed to be a replacement of the standard web client. Essentially it is just a lightweight mobile client for people that are often out on the road that need to check on some records or add some quick history under an account, or indeed a contact or an opportunity or a ticket or whatever else in Analytics you'd like to add the history under. So essentially you get to it by just going to a web URL. So in my case I'm going to go to slxweb.dmccloud.com/slxmobile. Make sure it says yes, of course. And that brings you to this page, and one of the first things you'll notice is it says checking connectivity up at the top right. Okay, it's seeing if you're online. If you're not online, you can actually still log into this, and if you have put certain accounts, opportunities, or activities in your briefcase, it means you can access them while offline. Then when you get an internet connection again, any changes that you have made will be uploaded back into the CRM. So it's a truly sort of offline mobile client, as it were. It's not an app, okay, although you can add it to your home screen. It is still a lightweight website, but it is completely capable of being taken offline away from signal range, which is pretty good. Essentially, we'll go and log in. Now, this is going to be the same as your normal Infor CRM login. For those of you that have, where you have a passcode on your phone, it might be prudent to press Remember Me, so you don't have to keep on putting your password in every time. It helps if you also type the correct password. There we go. And that's taking us into the demo environment that we run here at DMC Software. You can see here it's taking you straight into the My Schedule section, where if you have things in your calendar, you would see them in the My Schedule in the mobile client. Navigating around is pretty easy. Before we start doing that, though, let me just show you how it actually translates and how the screen changes and moves depending on the size of your client. You can see there that if you're using an iPhone or something like that, where the screen is something like this size, it just translates perfectly fine. If you stretch it out to be a full screen sort of tablet app, or indeed a desktop app, if you wanted to use a mobile client on a desktop machine, then that's perfectly fine too. You see it stretches out perfectly fine. You can see there that you've got a hamburger icon at the very top left of the screen, the three horizontal lines going across. If you click on that, you can see it will open up the quick actions area where you can add an account and contact, and you can also go into one of the many entities that you have within the CRM system. So if I were to go into accounts now, it's going to load up the list of accounts I have within my CRM, where I can scroll down through them, and indeed I can actually search for an account to actually bring that account up, and from this screen I can choose to dial the main phone number. Now if I'm on a phone, obviously that's going to launch the phone app and automatically try and dial that particular company, or indeed I can just click on it and that will take me into the details of that company, where we can see sort of the phone number, the status, and any other additional details we'd like on here, as well as the related items you can have against a company. So in this case, for instance, contacts or opportunities. If you click into there, it will show you the various contacts that work at that company. All right. So it's, in terms of the database structure, it's very similar to Infor CRM. It's just a much more sort of simplified version of it. If I wanted to edit any of this information, so let's say I wanted to change the account name, all I'd need to do is click on the edit button at the very top right of the screen, and I can change all the details against this company should I choose to. Okay. Press save, and that's those changes now committed to the database. Now this is really good, again, as I say, for guys that are out on the road that need to make very quick, rapid changes to the database. They're able to do that within the mobile client. So you're aware, security does apply to the mobile client in the same way as it applies to the standard Infor CRM client. So if you are not allowed to, for instance, access the opportunities area, or if you are not allowed to edit accounts, or if you're not allowed to view certain accounts, for instance, that same security applies to the mobile client as to what applies on the web client. Okay, it will prevent you from doing certain things based on how your security configuration has been set up. So that fully works within here. If we were to go back to the search screen and have a look at, for instance, the contacts area, you'll see that's going to bring up a list of contacts. Now, new functionality in version 3.6 will allow us to actually type in a company name at the top here. So, for instance, we type in Abbott, and that will actually bring up all contacts where the company name contains the word Abbott. Again, if I'd typed it correctly, then that would have worked, but in this case, I haven't. Abbott. There we go. And that's brought back all the different contacts that work for Abbott. Now you can see there it's brought back contacts that have Abbott in their name, as you'd expect, but also we've got here Lou Balbo, all right? It's got nothing to do with Abbott Limited in his name, but indeed in the company information that's there. So it's a small little tweak that Infor have made that's actually going to make a huge quality of life difference to anyone that works with contacts fairly heavily within the CRM system. On the subject of contacts, while we're in here, I've shown you how to get into the various entities using the left-hand navigation bar here and then hamburger icon. This isn't really supposed to be a full introduction to the mobile client. It's more just to show you what it can do and the new features within the mobile client as well. If we go over onto the right-hand side, we can see we've got 3 horizontal dots going down the screen. If we click onto that, we can see we now have groups at the top. Okay, and by default, it's loading up all contacts. If I click on all contacts, it takes us into our all contacts group. If I, though, click on the 3 dots and click configure, what we'll then see is we'll see a list of all of the different groups that you've set up in the standard Infor CRM web client appear in your mobile client. So let's say you want to see a list of my contacts. All you have to do is click on that, press the tick button at the top of the screen, and now you can go to my contacts and see all of the contacts that belong to you. Okay, that's not going to return contacts from the entire company. That's only going to be contacts where you are the account manager. And as we scroll down, we can see it loads up. Alright, so it's actually quite a handy little tool for you to be able to just get into the data you need to get into. You're then indeed able to then click onto that, for instance, contact in this case, and choose to, for instance, add a note under that contact. So let's say you just had a meeting, had a great meeting with Jake. Okay, hit save. And then that's then added that meeting into Jake's record. I can then get to it by clicking on related items, clicking onto notes and history, and there's my note. Had a great meeting with Jake. Okay, it's a really, really simple client. Okay, it's not really made to replace the web client. You can't do mail mergers or anything like that from within the mobile client. Indeed, why would you want to if you're on a phone? This is just so that you can get to the data, the pertinent data that you need to get to while you're out on the road. All right, and there's pretty much every entity you could probably need within this system. For instance, you've got a tickets entity here. You can go into the tickets entity, you can access a ticket, and you can do actions based on that ticket. So if you're a service person that is often out on the road, it might be nice to go in and just double check the details that an individual has logged against a ticket. Cool thing you can do with this as well is you can go into the attachments and you can upload files directly from your phone, and that will actually interface directly with your camera. So let's say you are a service person and you're going out to, I don't know, maybe service a broken boiler, and that's logged as a ticket in your Infor CRM system. If you go out to site and you see the nature of the problem, you're able to take a picture of that problem. You can upload it directly to the ticket so the guys in the office can see exactly what's broken. And so the next person that goes out to look at this boiler can see the kind of situation that they're having to deal with. All right, so it's a fully connected CRM system. And it works pretty seamlessly with the phones as well. Let's say that you are one of these engineers that go out on the road, and you know that you've got some tickets you need to look at today. You know that you've got to look at 007, 12, and 13. Now, if you know that you're going to be out of signal range, what you can actually do is you can add these tickets into your briefcase. Now, when I do that, that means that even if I'm offline, I am still going to be able to access these tickets, and I'm still going to be able to update them, despite the fact that I've actually got no connection at all. The easy way to actually add these entities to the briefcase, and this applies throughout the system, is by clicking onto it And you can see now you've got a new icon at the top right, which is the briefcase icon. If I then click that, it briefcases the ticket, and it asks, do I want to be taken to the briefcase? In this case, I'll select no. I'll go back to the previous ticket screen. I'll briefcase number 8. It won't go to the ticket screen, and we'll also briefcase, what was it, number 12, I think. And we'll press the briefcase icon on that. Now, I can access my briefcase. I'm going to cancel this for now. To access briefcase, all you have to do is click on the three lines at the top left of the screen, the hamburger icon, go into my briefcase, and there you can see the tickets that you've just briefcased, and you can access them. Okay. Now, even if you are offline, as I'm saying, even if you're completely offline, you can still get in and you can still change these details around. You can add additional notes, activities, whatever else you'd like to add to this. Okay. Now, I'm sure you can imagine that the more you briefcase, the more space it's going to be taken up on your phone. And maybe you need to be able to just check to see how much space is actually being used up on your phone if you find that it's actually, using it quite a bit. And the way that you can actually change these settings is by clicking on the hamburger icon at the top left. You can look down at settings, and within here you can click on offline options, and in there you can say how often offline data is being cleared, whether you want to clear out the recently viewed, and whether you want to clear out the briefcase. You can also choose to show usage, which will show you, as you can rightly expect, it's going to show you the usage on your phone, how many tickets are taking up how much space, how many contacts are taking up how much space. All of those stats are right there. So you can easily decide what you want to take out of your briefcase and what you want to keep. Okay. Lastly, I'd like to just briefly talk about the recently viewed functionality within the software. Right? This is fairly new functionality within the mobile client. I can now go into recently viewed, like I can in the web client, and get into a record that I've recently been looking at. On a phone, this is pretty indispensable. The fact that you can easily just navigate around using recently viewed is a huge bonus. It's a massive pro point to actually using the new mobile client. Again, guys, if you are using 8.2 and above, you are entitled to this mobile client. Okay, essentially, it comes with the software. All right, you may have to pay a charge for us to install it for you, but installation time is minimal as long as you've got a functioning server with S data deployed. If you're unsure, just get hold of your account manager. They'll be able to tell you sort of what you've got in place and how long it would potentially take us to actually install a mobile client for you. If you wanted to include custom fields and things like that, we can also speak to you about that and make sure that certain custom fields are also included on this mobile client. Indeed, if you also have custom entities within Infor CRM, it would be worth us actually including those too. But from a business partner perspective, it's fairly straightforward for us to actually modify this. It's all based on JavaScript, which is very easy to change. And again, all using S data, so it's nice and fast. If you have any questions, as I say, then by all means get in touch. But for the time being, that concludes the 3.6 version of the mobile client. Thank you very much.